properly with a proper microphone audio setup. That last stream, if anyone heard it, it was absolutely terrible sound, really awful. It was trying to use my computer's microphone, which is very bad. So I've hopefully fixed it.
I'm gonna check that we're live. And,
Right, yeah, I
wait a
have
minute.
the stream, which I'm just gonna try and refresh this. But hopefully we are live, because this is, well, I don't know, we've had no end of technical problems. This is a pain. But hopefully we are live properly.
I'm just waiting for YouTube, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, I should have it on my phone. Yeah, we are live properly. Okay, so that is actually working. So, I'll repeat again. This is going to be a setup stream where I basically walk everyone through how to set up Eurofly the way I have it. So since I did the video yesterday, there have been a lot of people asking how to get Eurofly, what it is. So I will show you how to get it, which is simple enough, but the download center can be a bit of a pain. Then I'll just show you where you can go to get help, and then I'll just show you how to get my sound pack for Eurofly, because basically when I got Eurofly, it has a lot of good sounds, a lot of good aircraft, but I've had a lot more aircraft change sounds and some audio sounds as well, like for the fuel for the aircraft doors. So hopefully we will be able to demonstrate all of that. There is a live chat again, so if you want me to explain anything specific that you still don't get, go to the live chat and put in there, and this video will just upload itself after, so you can always go back and watch the video to see how to do it. But this is like a full YouTube tutorial. I don't know whether we have anyone actually watching.
Well, it's live and it's working, that's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to quite start yet, just until I know that everyone is watching who would like to be. I'm just going to send a link to the... We should be live properly. Yeah, you check it's come through on yours. Because I was just getting used to this being very reliable, and then the microphone...
Messed up.
Yeah, big time. It sounded like we were... I don't know. The microphone is awful on my computer, but I didn't think it'd be quite that bad.
We did turn the boost up when your microphone that you're using at the minute packed up.
It's either very weak or very, very loud if you turn it up.
Right, let's just go here. Oh, sod off with your software update.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Later. I told you to do it later, you stupid iPad.
Right, I'm going to wait about 5 minutes and then I'll properly start the tutorial. So if you're watching this back, skip forward. But I don't want to start until people have actually joined, if people have. If you're here, put in the live chat and I will see.
I don't want... Just... Go! Go!
Alright, we get the picture.
Right, I'll enter my passcode for you, Apple, but you'd better not do it now. Oh, thank you.
Right.
My update will be installed at my discretion, will it? Thank you.
So, NVDA is working and should be coming through.
Yeah, it's coming through.
So we will show how to do this.
Yeah, we've got one person watching at the minute.
Good, at least someone's watching. So, we'll start now. So, Firstly, people have asked me how to get Eurofly, so I would just go into Google here. This is with NVDA. So Eurofly is a Windows application, which I've also been asked. It will work with NVDA, it will work with JAWS, it has its own built-in SAPI screen reader as well. So you can
It will work with WinMonitor.
Either. What?
It will work with WinMonitor.
What the hell is that?
It's another screen reader that I've never heard of before, but it will work because when I went through the audio files, there was something for the voice settings menu that said WinMonitor. I looked it up and it was actually a screen reader, so it will work with.
Okay,
it will
well,
work with
I've
that.
never heard of that, but okay. So just put Eurofly homepage. Oops. Like that.
Eurofly homepage dash Google search button collapse Google apps search landmark Google main landmark search Kiss of Eurofly homepage link heading level 3.
It's called Kissoft Eurofly homepage. The developer is called that.
Kiss of Eurofly homepage heading level 1 welcome on homepage of Kiss of Eurofly dash first digital atlas and flight simulator for blinds links.
So we are on the homepage. If you keep going down with headings, there's a lot of news. So there's a lot of news like airport updates. We just want to get to the download center, so let's just keep going down.
Best game of year 2016 heading level 2. What is Eurofly heading level 2? Play Eurofly with joystick heading level 2. News heading level 2. Eurofly now also in Arabic 30. June 2017 heading level 3.
So you see there's just news articles with updates and translations to let people know what the latest news is. Let's just go down to here downloads.
New England, Easter, airports list 300 airports list. Ryan dash John dash new airports 14. Eurofly 1. Eurofly 1.7. Catalina dash new background transit. We are starting in Spanish land. New English list. New background. Eurofly 1. New English towers and English mail list. Help heading level 2.
Help is a helpful heading. If you go here,
help with Eurofly, visit our visited link help center.
Visit our help center. There you can find documentation with all the hotkeys you'll need to get started, plus
audio tutorials.
Yeah, there's an audio tutorial. There's a full manual, so that's a good place to go.
Download heading level 2. If you want to download Eurofly or some add-ins for it, visit our visited link download center.
Right, this is what you want if you need to download it.
Out of 1, 2, down, Euro, oh, some center. Out of link, visited link download.
Just where my NVDA is, I have to go across that way. So click
download
on
center for
download
Eurofly,
center.
heading level 2 download center for Eurofly, visited link.
So here we have different headings. The first thing you want to do is go to where it says filter and click on whatever language you want it in. So there are different languages. I think there's English, Czech, Slovakian. If
Arabic.
Arabic, yeah, but that's not there. If basically the filter will bring up search results, but if your language isn't there, there are also extra language packs underneath for you to get. So let me just show you. So if we go down now in the download center,
Donation heading level 4, filter heading level 4.
Filter. If we go down,
results for all.
Results for all.
Choose language for filter Vodka.
There are bits of Slovakian in here. I don't know why, but you can still understand it. So choose language for filter.
Visited link all.
So we've got all.
Visited link English.
English.
Link
Czech.
Link Slovak. Link Spanish. Heading level 4 program Eurofly updates and fixes. Link
right,
Spanish.
so let's say we want English. There are more languages, like I say, but they're in language packs below.
Link Slovak.
Which is what Marshall was talking about Arabic for. They've recently released an Arabic one.
Link Czech. Visited link English.
Right, we want that. Enter.
Download
So
center
this,
for Eurofly dash Stephen Kiss. Heading level 2 download.
even if you see Slovakian, this should just bring up English versions. So the first heading.
Donation heading level 4. Filter heading program Eurofly updates and fixes. Heading level 4.
So program Eurofly updates and fixes. This is the actual Eurofly plus any updates and fixes here. So the first couple of ones we see will just be fixes for people who already have the game. So they release a fix. We need to keep going down to get the full installer. This will be version 1.7.5. This is the latest version they've released with the full installer. There are versions after that, but they are not full installers, so don't try and install them, they're just fixes. When you open the game for the first time, it will let you know there's an update and you can do it that way, but we need the full installer. So if we go down from here,
link Eurofly fix 1.7.732 switch object.
There you go, so that's 32-bit fix 7.7.
Fix for Eurofly 1.7.0. Added Tuesday 17. January. Visited link Eurofly fix 1.7.764 switch object.
That's the 64-bit version of that.
Fix for Euro. Added Tuesday. Visited link Eurofly 1.7.5. Flying simulator and digital map of world for blinds. Full installation contains all add-ins and language packs Zatorka, English, Spanish, Slovak, Czech, Zatorka.
Right, so it's a bit difficult to understand, but you can understand what it's trying to tell us. So you want the 1.75, and it will say below it.
Flying simulator and digital map of world for blinds. Full installation contains all add-ins and.
So flying simulator, and you just need to look for the words full installation below it. Okay, click on that.
Visited link Eurofly 1.7.5.
And download it. That is the full installation.
I recommend you save it as well, otherwise it might take well over an hour to download.
Yeah, take into account that when you actually download it, if you save or run, especially if you have a slow internet connection, it will take a while. Even saving takes a little bit, but run takes even longer. So once you've got that, I will just show you what else we have in the download center.
Heading level 4.
These are language packs. I would recommend first trying the game. When you have the installer, you'll select the language in the installer as what you want the game to be in. But if for some reason, say, it is in a different language and you don't understand it, go to here where it says language packs and you have...
Link Arabic lang pack for Eurofly 1.7. Added Friday 30. June. Link Czech lang pack for Eurofly 1.7. Added Friday 30. Link Spanish lang pack for Eurofly 1.7. Added link English lang pack for Eurofly 1.7.
all these language packs, just download it, run it, whatever. It will have an installer, and that then will guarantee that the game will be in the language for you if it isn't already. Hopefully it will work. I don't think I've ever had it where it's not been in the right language, but as a backup you have these language packs, and if you download it, say if you speak Arabic, then there isn't an option to download the game in Arabic straight away, so you have to download it in whatever language you want and then get the Arabic language pack. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, if we go down again,
Towers Zvorta. 10 Zaporov. Heading level 4.
this is towers. So these are basically the air traffic controllers for Eurofly. These are the people who will be telling you where to go, and here there are lots of different ones for different languages. So if you speak English, you want to get all the English ones. I would recommend going into your main Eurofly folder once you've installed it, going to towers and checking what towers are already installed. I don't remember which ones come as the defaults, because it may have changed since I last had it. There's about 8-9 towers altogether for Eurofly. I think you get about 5. So here are all the towers.
I think it might.
Yeah, we don't need a full list. They'll just have to look at that, and
Yeah.
if you want to come in here get extras, it does make it better. So we have
Visited link Gabriel Zvorta. English dispatcher for Eurofly Zaporov.
so Gabriel, English dispatcher for Eurofly.
Added Tuesday 20. June 2017. Spotavnik 175 downloaded.
I don't know why there's like random foreign words in the middle of the sentences, but this is definitely English.
Foreign symbols.
Yeah, they're like strange symbols. I don't know why.
Visited link Burak Zvorta. English dispatcher for Eurofly Zaporov.
Borak, English dispatcher. So you get the idea. You would click on these, download them. These are very, very quick installs, but they add extra towers for people who've done towers and have been submitted by the developer. So we go down again.
Stewardess Zvorta. 4 Zaporov. Heading level 4.
These are stewardesses. So these are the stewardesses who will talk on the plane as if they're talking to the passengers. Again, there are probably more here you can come and download. Again, I'd recommend going into your main Eurofly folder, going to stewardess and checking
Which ones there are.
Yeah, which ones you've already got before you run it, otherwise you could end up with a clash.
Visited link Catalina Zvorta. English stewardess for Eurofly
But you
Zaporov.
see there, Catalina, English stewardess for Eurofly. You would just do exactly the same as you would with the tower and get that. And then the final heading.
Others Zvorta. 3 Zaporov. Heading level 4.
These are other downloads, and the only one here I would really say you need to get.
Visited link airports 19.
These are airports updates. So basically they add more airports to the game, but they should automatically pop up when you launch the game. So if there's an update, you will get an alert when you launch it saying, do you want to install this latest update? These are just in case. But the one that won't pop up that you may want to install,
Airports list added Tuesday. Visited link background transceivers for Eurofly 2.
background transceivers for Eurofly 2. Now what this does is it installs extra background radio sound, so the people talking on the radio, background sound, and it makes it for whatever country you're in. So I was talking about this on my stream yesterday. This will help with, say, if you're flying over the UK, you will have English ATC. If you're flying over Spain, you will have Spanish ATC, whereas with the default version of Eurofly, if you don't get this, you won't. You'll just have random ATC. So this helps as well. That's all.
It's mostly American that it generates.
Yeah, it's mostly American, the default, and then if you get this, you get all sorts of ATC. Those are all the things you can download for Eurofly. So once you've actually got the game, what else do we need to do? Well, let's go out of here,
Taskbar.
and I'm just going to check the chat and everything to make sure that was all okay for everyone who's watching. But that's how you get Eurofly. Oh, have I been able to find the download button? I haven't checked yet. Basically, the YouTube comments are a pain. The link didn't show up in the comments section for me on my computer, so but I got an email from YouTube saying that you'd posted the link, so I forwarded the email to my laptop, got it on there, and tried the link. Basically, it then brought up. I can probably show you what page it brought up actually while we're here.
Internet Explorer.
And see if I can get it to download. I don't know
https://www.google.com. Search combo box editable. Land. History 3. Expanded. Level 1 convert to MP3 left. Eurofly. Defend. Eurofly. Exchange.statement.derby. Forum.audio games. World left parent. Google left parent. Learn to upgrade. Ops project left parent. Setting for upgrades. Defend is left parent. YouTube left parent.
That's not going to be there, is it?
Forum.exchange. Eurofly. Eurofly.defend. Convert to level 0 today. Expanded.
Which website was it? Was it Dropbox?
I don't know what the website was. I'll get it this way through my emails actually.
Row 2, row 7, column 1, table, row 1, column 2, username.
Yeah, it wasn't Dropbox. I don't know. It's some kind of other upload service.
Speech mode deep, speech mode top, row 3, column 1, table with 3 row, alert notification bar text. Do you want to update your
Right, okay, let me get the email.
Table with 20, row 3 FWD colon, new fly on quote, edit, link, con,
Yeah,
link graphic
away.
held,
Let me
link,
just scroll
link,
down these. Just
set, block quote, date colon, the colon, subject, and send them, quote, land, out of block quote, land, link. Urak Usek replied to Urak Usek's comment. Link recurse equals Urak Usek. Here are the sounds I fixed after you click the link. Click on the button called download to. Start link http://www.dacia.tc/server9/y09 slash fixed line sounds.zip.html. Link reply.
Oh, this
Start
one
link
worked this time. It looks
http://double.
with MVDA.
Ping.
Right, let's click there.
Dacia.tc dash aggressive. Disney v. Kale Dacia Pelisimi. Link graphic Dacia.tc combo box collapsed. Link Uye Dacia Unamadi.
That's
Out of frame
what's
out of frame land.
coming up. Let's try.
No next button. No next button. No previous button.
It might be a link.
Land. Link graphic Facebook. Link
It
graphic.
could be,
Link
but I
graphic.
can't
Link
see
graphic
anything
Facebook. Link
that says
graphic.
download.
Land. Frame link graphic display sum equals ampersand out of frame land. Dacia Unamadi. Link combo. Link Uye. Combo box collapsed. Link graphic Dacia.tc. Link graphic Dacia.tc.
So yeah, that's all that comes up, basically. Let me just check the live chat. Well, we've got 3 people watching.
Who are they?
I have no idea who they are. It could be anyone. File not found. Okay. That's weird. Send it to this one, which is... I'll just check it. It's blindflightsimmer44@gmail.com, which I created for this. So blindflightsimmer44 @gmail.com. Should get through. Okay, so that's why I couldn't find it. It says
Profile colon, untitled dash colon, Skype profile colon, Skype trademark, Skype.
So, I did a demonstration of how to get Eurofly. So we've got Eurofly. Let's show people how to get help.
Menu.
So there are 2 audio games topics you can go to.
https://www.google.co/internet explorer. Search combo box editable. Land.
Eurofly audio games in here.
Eurofly audio games dash Google search button. Search landmark Google graph main landmark search Eurofly flight audio simulator from Slovakia left parent page 1 right parent m-new visited link heading level 3.
The first topic that comes up will be a flight audio simulator from Slovakia. I wouldn't recommend going on that topic. Actually, it's supposed to be an old topic that was created ages ago, months ago, and people spent ages on it saying there's not an English translation, and then someone made another one when there was an English translation to talk about the game properly, and I will look at both, but there's this one which says
Eurofly flight audio simulator from Slovakia left.
Yeah, Eurofly flight audio simulator from Slovakia. There's also another one.
Eurofly dash audio games. Your resource. Eurofly Eurofly and dash TFFP podcast. Gaming and dash colon. Eurofly subject number audio. Oh wow, I found this.
Right, it's not going to come up, is it?
Search landmark. Search audio game.
It's the other one is called Eurofly First Geographical and Atlas Flight Simulator. It's called. So let me just try
Eurofly audio games.
I'll just put that.
Eurofly First Geographical Audio Games dash Google search.
And just audio.
Search land mainland Eurofly First Geographical Atlas and Flight Simulator for blinds. Visited link heading level 3.
Yeah, that's the one we want. I would recommend anyone who needs more help with this, just post on there, or you can contact me on Twitter. I made a Twitter account for this. It's at @b_flightsimmer. You should be able to find me there. So follow me there, and if anyone needs help with this, you can always tweet me there, or join the mailing list for Eurofly. So there's a lot of places, but I would say audio games or this is probably better.
Search Eurofly, first geographical atlas and flight simulator for blind.
And
Visit
this
link heading level 3.
topic is quite important for this, because this is where you can get my folder for all the modded sounds, basically. So the aircraft's sounds I've done, plus extra sounds for the audio folder.
Yeah, did you show them any of the warnings last night for like the terrain and things like that?
I didn't really get many warnings in on the actual stream, but I did show obviously flaps and gear, fuel, doors and stuff. So if we go here,
Searchers Eurofly, first geographical atlas and flight simulator for blinds. Visit link heading level.
right, we'll go into the topic. This is where you need to go for this. Eurofly first atlas and
Eurofly, first
geographical
atlas and flight
simulator
simulator for
on
blind.
audio games. There is, so we go,
Menu.
oops,
Eurofly, first free Rico link. Eatory of some airports.
this
And
has put me on the first page.
6 start, 7 on, 8 start
We'll
link.
just go all the
9
way
with interlink
down
20.
and just
No next
try
head,
and
no
get
next heading.
to,
Post colon 1 to 20. Pages 1 visited link 2 visited link 3 visited link 13 visited link next.
we want the last
Out of link
page,
1.
which is
Visited
13.
link 2. Out of link visited link 3. Out of link dot. Visited link 13.
Okay, this isn't a must-have. You don't have to have this. You can play it with the default sounds and
Eurofly,
stuff.
first
This is just
geographical
an
atlas and flight
extra.
simulator for blinds left parent. Page 13
Yeah.
left parent. M dash
So we go down. We're on the last page of the Eurofly First Geographical and Atlas Flight Simulator topic. If we go down here, NVDA should be in a pain. It's just crashing.
Menu.
There we go.
Menu.
Right, I'm trying to get it to work. It's not you. I think it's because it's streaming. It doesn't like it. Oh, it's stupid.
Type a message here. Edit multi. Eurofly, first geographical atlas and flight Eurofly, first H. H.
You can let me just.
Address and search using Bing and Alt plus D.
I don't want
http://forum.audiogames.net
address.
slash new topic dot php equals 20,778 and p equals 13.
Oh, it's so slow. It's like it takes 5 seconds. It's just lagging. God's sake.
Menu.
Can you use JAWS? Will that make it better?
I've got no
Eurofly,
idea.
first geographical atlas and flight simulator for blinds left parent.
That
Page 13 right parent. M dash
probably
releases
will
home
lag
dash Internet
even
Explorer.
Oh, I'm just going to Alt
H.
F4 this and go back in because it's
Type
just
trademark dash declan. Menu.
being
Mozilla Firefox
really
Internet
slow.
taskbar.
This might help if I go
Internet
back
Explorer.
in. Go back into the topic.
https://www.google.co//internet explorer.
I've had it
Loading document.
a few times
Combo
where
box editable.
Eurofly's topics
History
just
preview.
crash on me for no
Expanded.
apparent reason.
Level 1 convert Eurofly exchange.forum.audio level 2 audiogames.net forum Eurofly flight audio simulator from Eurofly first geographical atlas and flight simulator for blinds left parent. Page. Google
Yeah,
document.
so you
Search
can
combo box
post on
editable.
any of the two Eurofly topics. I will hopefully check it. It
Eurofly
might
first
be a bit
geographical atlas and
slower
flight simulator.
on the other topic though, and yeah.
Post call 302 strike link
Here
27.
we go. So we're on the right page. So it's, you know which topic it is. It's page 13, the very last page. And we want to go down to post 308.
303 304 305 306 307 308 DJKW 25 link yesterday 14 colon 15 colon 07
DJKW25,
level
that's
3.
me. So if we go
Heading left heading
down,
list online out of list with 3 items registered post user out of list I. Here's the Dropbox link to my aircraft folder plus select files I have changed from the audio folder. Just unzip and replace the aircraft folder and look at the other files individually and replace them where they go in the audio folder. Link https://www.dropbox.com.
yeah, so there's a Dropbox link there. Just go into there, get the direct download. You don't have to have a Dropbox account. And yeah, that is all you'll need to do this. Now I'm just going to quickly show you how to replace it. What
Link
do
email.
I call
Link
this?
https://www.dropbox.com/e50 s.zip
Oh, okay, I don't know. So once you've downloaded
Taskbar.
it off there,
folder view list St. Benedict D Dropbox D Declan D Dropbox 10 of 20.
we will go into my Dropbox because this is where it is, and I'll show you how to replace it. I won't actually replace it because I've already done it, but this is how to do it.
Yep.
Dropbox window preview level
Here we
0.
go.
Dropbox aircraft 1 of 44. Aircraft 3 of 44. Declan Webster aircraft 3 of
What did I
44.
call it?
Latest audio folder 21 of 44. Latest Eurofly aircraft 22 of 44. Lord Aquilina.
What is
Latest
it
audio.
called?
Your relevant dash. Emma
I don't know
Blackberry
what I
dash.
actually called it. This is
Air
just
Declan dot web
music.
aircraft. Dot Dropbox 2 of 4.
What did I
Aircraft 1 of.
call it?
Dot aircraft 1 of 44.
Was it
Aircraft.
aircraft?
3 2 of Airbus. Airbus 3 2 of 1. Drop. Aircraft 3 of 4. Dot drop. Aircraft. Shell folder read selected. Type at aircraft 1.
No.
Items
What
view.
did I
Declan dot
call
web server.
it?
East Midlands. Emma Blackberry dash.
It's somewhere
My
in
flight. New
here.
Eurofly sound. My flight from East Midlands to Dublin. New Eurofly sounds 39 of PF 340 of
Oh, is it
PF 3.
New Eurofly?
Shell folder selected. Type at New Eurofly sounds 1 of. Items view 01023 of 28.
Oh no, that's just...
Dropbox.
I've
PF3.
uploaded
Picture.
so
Playing
many
with
of
Rita
these because
Sinners Lord Aquilina. Rita Sinners Lord Rita
they
Song
always
40.
apparently stop working, so...
Items view aircraft 1. Dropbox 2 of aircraft 3 of Declan dot Webster 44. East Midlands Norwich. Emma Blackberry. East aircraft 3 of 44. Items view list
Oh,
selected.
what was it actually called?
Items view 3 Airbus A3.
That's
Items
the...
view list dot Dropbox 2 of 40 aircraft.
I
Dot
uploaded.
aircraft 1 of 44. Aircraft 3 Airbus A300. Airbus
Do you know what
A.
it was called?
Dropbox. Aircraft 3 of 44.
Oh, no, I don't.
East Midlands. Your relevant dash Marshall 19. Your latest audio folder 21 of 44. Latest Eurofly aircraft 22 of 44. Lord Aquilina dash. Latest Euro.
Eurofly aircraft?
Shell folder selected. Items view selected. Type aircraft 1 of 1. Items view latest audio folder 21 of 4. Shell folder 0011 of.
What did I
Items view
call
your
the
relevant
stupid
latest
thing?
Lord.
We're gonna have to download it again.
Let's play Eurofly dash everything. Police fancy. My flight from New Eurofly sounds 30. PF 340 pictures dash
Could
playing with
have
Mike. Rita
to.
Song 43 of 4. Sinners. Playing with Mike 40 pictures dash Emma Blackberry 40. PF 340 of 44. New Eurofly sounds 39 of 44.
Unless
Number edit red. Type alphabet
it
red.
doesn't give me date modified.
Items view selected. Type at New Eurofly sounds 1 of 1. Items 01 audio aircraft 1 of
I've
28.
got it. This was it. It was called New Eurofly Sounds. Okay, so you've got Eurofly. You've got the latest version off the website. You've downloaded this folder. What do we do? So you want to go to your main Eurofly folder.
Menu. App sub menu A. Shut the search everything S.
So I'm
Taskbar.
just going to use
Everything.
this search everything.
E U R O F L Y. List aircraft for Eurofly.
Eurofly, your main one here.
Eurofly
When
window.
you go into this is the main game folder. You'll see this.
Audio aircraft 1 of 29.
Aircraft
Audio 2
folder,
of 29.
audio,
Data 3 of 29.
data,
Docs 4 of 29.
docs,
History 5 of 29.
history,
Profile 6 of 29.
profiles, all this stuff. All you want to do is go to
History
my
5 of 20.
folder.
Eurofly dash New Eurofly sounds window. 0 aircraft 1 of 28.
There's an aircraft folder at the top. In here
Items view 3 to 108. Airbus A300.
are
10
all the
100.
aircrafts.
Items view 01
So you
aircraft.
just want
Type at compressed. Type
to...
edit file folder red home compressed size edit red type there.
It's compressed, so you want to unzip the whole thing first. But when you're in the folder, you just want to cut or copy this. So you can either do this two ways, it doesn't matter. Go into your main Eurofly folder,
Pro history 5. Date audio 2 aircraft 1 of 29.
go to where it says aircrafts at the top, delete that folder, just delete it entirely. Just press delete on it. So then go back to my folder
New Eurofly sounds window. Items view list aircraft
called New Eurofly
01 aircraft 1 of 28.
and get the aircrafts folder at the top, which is my aircrafts folder. Just select it, go back to your Eurofly folder,
Eurofly window. Items
which
view
is
list.
the main one, and just paste. So you'll again have a folder in there called aircrafts, except probably my aircrafts. Now,
Yeah. I do recommend that you download this though, because they did get quite a few specifications wrong, including weights, takeoff speeds, air speeds,
there
everything
was
like
a
that.
lot of specifications. I mean, we had an Airbus A380 taking off, which was over 1,000 tons. So that's very heavy for an Airbus, even for an Airbus A380. So plus their Airbus A380 sounds pretty much like a washing machine or something like that. It's anyway.
Yeah.
We always call it the flying washing machine, their default A380.
Yeah, we do.
So,
First time I flew it, I was just like, it sounds like I'm in a washing machine, and I landed it immediately.
yeah. So back to my modded folder. So we've got the aircraft folder,
Aircraft 1 of 28.
which has been copied into the main Eurofly folder. Then all the rest of these files go in the audio folder. So back to main Eurofly, you've got aircrafts,
Audio 2 of 29.
then audio. In
Item view
here
list aircraft not selected 1 of 16. Airport 2 of 16. Airport dash music 3 of 16.
we have lots of different folders for audio. So you've got aircraft,
Aircraft 1 of 16.
which is audio for aircraft, such as flap sounds, gear sounds. So no actual aircraft themselves, just the sounds for aircraft, like I said, flap, gear, fuel, doors, whatever.
Airport 2 of 16.
That's airport sounds.
Airport dash music 3 of 16.
Music for airports and things.
Background 4 of 16.
Background.
Countries 5 of 16.
Countries. You get the idea. So
Background
what I've
4
done
of
in my
aircraft.
folder
New Eurofly sounds window. Items view.
is, instead of uploading my whole audio folder along with the aircrafts folder, which probably would have been easier because you could have just copied them both in, but that would have just taken forever. I've just selected the files out of the main audio folder that I have changed. So you hear, look,
0 1 2 of 28.
0 1
0 2 3 of 28.
0
Audio navig off 4 of 28.
audio navig off,
Audio navigation 5 of 28.
audio navigation on,
Auto navig off 6 of 28.
auto navigation on. These are all sounds, so let me just show you.
Auto navigation 7 of 28.
What I changed was the auto navigation on. If you press enter on it, it'll play.
Application on.
Or it should do.
Automatic navigation on.
So I just add a little beep to
Preview.
the sound. So let's say we want to replace that sound. All you would do is copy that. So just select it, do copy, go back to your main Eurofly
Audio window. Items
folder.
view list. Aircraft 1 of 16.
Yeah, which we're on audio.
Airport 2 of 16. Aircraft 1 of
Go
16.
into aircraft,
Aircraft. Items view list. Vessel not selected 1 of 52.
and in here we have lots of sounds. One of them will be
Audio navigation 6 of 50. Auto navig off 5 of 52.
auto navigation off and auto navigation on. So you would just paste here into the main folder of Eurofly, and so you're just copying them across basically. Aircrafts folder, you can just delete the main one and put the new one in, but for audio you have to get the different sounds, select each one or select a lot of them and just copy them over.
Yeah, because if you delete the audio folder, it will, if you've got the background transceiver pack, remove that, it will be a complete disaster basically, because it probably won't work.
Yeah. So, and be aware that these audio files that I've put in the new Eurofly sounds folder are dotted around all over the place. Some of them might be in aircrafts, like the auto navigation. Some, where
Audio,
else,
items view,
might
airport 2 of
be
16.
just randomly in the audio folder. For example,
C.
the
Countries 5 of menu 6 of C. Capital not C. Crash 10 of 16.
crash sound is just randomly in the audio folder. It's not in any other subfolder, it's just in there. So you'll have to replace that there. Okay, that's how you do it. I know it sounds complicated, but if you understand how to do it, it's really not. It's just copying things across, really, into your main Eurofly folder. So I will just wait for the live chat, see if there's anyone who's still struggling with that. I know there's yeah, okay, we have a few people. Oh, hello. So we have quite a few people listening, someone from Bahrain. So we've got a lot of people around the world. Thanks for watching and tuning in. This is, I wasn't quite expecting it to grow this fast, but it's really doing well.
Hello to whoever's watching in Bahrain.
Zaino is, if I've pronounced that right, hopefully. Right, so hopefully that was clear. If that does sound too complicated and you just want to get the game, you can leave that out for now and just do that when you feel more confident. Just play with the game as it comes. So we have copied those across.
New Eurofly sounds window. Items view list. Auto navigation. Eurofly dash everything. List. Euro. Dropbox window. Items view list. Profile
We'll
colon.
get
Type
rid of all
profile.
that.
Profile. Menu.
So in a second, I will just show how to take off and land, because that's another common question I've had. So we'll do that just in a small aircraft, a Cessna C172. We'll go in their default one that comes with the game, because that's what you'll hear when you first get the game if you haven't got my sound pack.
One thing I do recommend before we go any further, I recommend that you always have these audio and aircraft folders backed up, and you always install the updates before installing the folders, because I did that once and I learned the hard way. It completely messed it up, and I actually cut the folders so they were gone. I had to wait until
Right,
you were
yeah.
able to call to get them back.
Yeah, so
basically.
just make sure that if you are going to, if you really don't want to have to uninstall and reinstall the game, basically, when you put my aircrafts folder in, for example, you might want to make a copy of your aircrafts folder as it is before you completely get rid of it. In fact, it'll be in your recycle bin, so it'll be alright, but just take into account that if anything does go wrong, at least you'll still have the defaults.
I think I'll put in the live chat that we're going to soon show how to take off.
Well, they should have heard.
Yeah, no, I know they should have heard, but
Oh,
if
okay, thank you, Borak, for the
someone's
file.
just tuning
I'll
in.
check if it came through.
Yeah, obviously if people are still tuning in, so I'll just make them aware of what's happening.
Go into this account. Yep, I have the email. Yeah, I have that. That's good, thank you. Looping sounds get on my nerves. I do that all the time with the aircrafts because I'm always flying one and then going, oh, that's annoying. It just loops all the time. I have to change the sound to get it to stop doing it. Otherwise, it's noticeable. It's annoying.
Are we going to land it as well?
Yeah, we will go from somewhere in a Cessna and just fly it and then land it, just so that people can see, if they are new to Eurofly, how to actually do it.
Yeah, I'm just writing this into the live chat.
I should say as well, for people who are new, I do Microsoft Flight Simulator as well with It's Your Plane. I have a few flights planned with that. In my view, Eurofly's way more simplistic than this. FSX is a bit more difficult to set up. You have to buy FSX off Steam, which is around £20 in the UK, and
I'll find out what that is in...
No, it's alright. Yeah. But It's Your Plane, which you use with it, is no longer being sold due to the failing health of the developer, so they don't do it anymore. Hopefully in a month they're going to make it free and just post it so people can get it for free. So if they do, then I'd recommend getting it if you actually want to do FSX flights. Or you can just stick to Eurofly, and hopefully Eurofly will be updated to make it more and more realistic, but It's Your Plane is no longer being sold as well.
Right, that should be on the live chat for people who are just tuning in, so that they know what's happening.
Yeah.
Again, you are welcome to ask questions in the live chat. It's right at the bottom of the video. Well, if people aren't aware that it's there, like I wasn't.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we'll keep notifying new listeners that there's a live chat.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do for my upload kind of schedule, I suppose. I'll try and do like a stream every weekend with like a Euro flight or an FSX flight, just to update you on everything to do the flight. And then there might be like one shorter video in the week, just like with a very small 30-minute flight, or just like this, if there's big like flight simming news, like maybe It's Your Plane does go free. We're also looking at another option, which is a little like It's Your Plane for Flight Simulator X as well, called Multi-Crew Experience. So if there's any news, I might make a video, but I'll always do at least one flight video a week, with usually with a stream.
And I might do how to do go-arounds and things, and how to do touch and goes. Or how I do them anyway. Have you still got me?
Speech is very fast. Yeah, no, I have it 90%. I used to have it like 40. I don't know how I did that. It was terribly slow. That's how it seems now.
Oh.
Right, I will.
Folder view list. Recycle bin 11 of 24.
load
NVDA
up
menu. Exit X.
Eurofly.
X.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. I need to click on Eurofly.
No!
It's alright. It's not the end of the world. We will just restart it.
Menu. Folder view list. Recycle B. Eurofly 4. Menu. NVDA menu.
Right,
Exit
now
X.
I've clicked on it. We can
Exit
actually
NVDA.
exit it. Yeah, it's loading. Because I know I
Welcome to
said
Eurofly. About
I know I said you
Eurofly.
could use Eurofly with any screen reader, but my laptop layout is strange and it won't let me accelerate if I use JAWS or NVDA at all, which is a pain. So I have to use the sappy voice, which is why I always exit the screen reader. It won't let me accelerate or turn on the engines.
Task. Free flying.
Oh,
About
yeah,
Eurofly.
I should explain the menu for people who are new. You have tasks.
Tasks.
Tasks, you start off on task 1, there's
Loading
about 90 preloaded tasks. You do that to get higher up in the Eurofly rank, kind of, and get more aircraft on the
Free flying.
free flying mode. As you do more tasks, you get more aircraft on there. So there's category 1, 2 and 3 aircraft, all with different levels of automation. Category 1 is completely manual, 2 is a bit of automation, 3
Loading
is full
agent.
autopilot. But you have to do the task to get those aircraft.
Yeah, you do. And,
I should also say there's also a
Manual walking through map.
manual walking through a map where you can like walk around the world, like explore a world map. You don't have to actually fly, which was originally what Eurofly was. That's what its original purpose was for. I usually use it for flight simming, but it's quite interesting to do that, especially around your local area. But we will go back to free flying.
1. Loading
Press
North
C
America.
to get to Cessna C172.
Casa, Cessna 175 Skylark.
That's just a
Bratislava.
modded plane I did.
Cessna 182 Skylane. Cessna 182, Cessna 3, Cessna 400, Cessna C152, Cessna C172, Dubova.
There we go.
Loading South America.
So you heard it say there, Cessna C172. This is the default one you'll get for your first task in the game, and you heard it say a place after that. It said Dubova. That is an airport where
Loading
the
Australia.
Cessna was last landed at. I
Loading
no idea where
Antarctica.
Dubova is. It's somewhere in Slovakia, I think, because all your aircraft are based. When you go into free flight mode, you'll see all of them are based in Bratislava, which is clearly because the developer's Slovakian. That's where they're all put. But you can move aircraft around.
whenever
Which
you
will
land an aircraft successfully and bring it to a stop, it will say it's been landed in that airport when you next go into the free flight menu.
Yeah, so essentially if you fly an aircraft, land it, like that stream I did last night, if I go back to my Airbus A320, it will be in Malaga still. Right, I will check this live chat, then I will set up a flight again. Can you slow it down? I could slow it down, but I'm comfortable with where it is, the speech on my phone, so I don't really need to. It's alright where it is, really, for me. Right, let's press enter.
Set
frequency.
of Bratislava.
Right, so we are in the cockpit with the doors open. I like these sounds actually, it's countryside sounds. Let's close the door.
Enter the amount of
No,
fuel.
don't do that. Right, we've closed the door. Shall we fly from here or go to like a new place?
Let's go somewhere in the UK.
Okay. Category 1 airports only have one runway, so you can go straight from, you know, just take off straight ahead of you. Bigger airports you have to actually taxi to the runway which is why you need headphones, because you'll hear them on the left and right of you. Right, Europe.
Europe. Europe. UK. UK. England. England.
Let's
40.
have a look here.
Aston Down. Bob Down. Badminton. Birmingham.
Where
Blackpool.
we can go from.
Bournemouth. Bristol. Cambridge. Colchester.
just trying to think
Coventry.
of a good
Darlingmore.
flight.
Derby.
Tell you what, let's go from Birmingham.
Blackpool. Birmingham. 1400.
So you press enter, you press space to set the airport as a destination, enter to actually move the aircraft to that airport. So enter.
Birmingham.
So we're now in Birmingham. That's where we're now parked. We'll do here to East Midlands Airport, which is a good enough flight, especially in this aircraft. So, people have asked, how do we take off? There's a sort of sequence you have to follow. First, we need to set the frequency, so press F.
New 128.7.
128.7, Alt F,
Enter frequency.
and you type in the frequency. 1, 2,
9.
8.7.
7. 100 and
Oh, I'm on frequency.
Walk 3135.
So I have to squawk 3135. So Alt T
enter the code.
will bring that up. The box to put in 3,
3,
1, 3, 5. Enter.
Identification confirmed. We have you on radar.
So I am on radar. No, not on radar. I have squawk, so they have contact.
They know where you
there.
are.
Yes. Yeah. So we will do fuel.
I will bear in mind once you get airborne, or I will tell you once you get airborne, if you do not squawk, there is a real risk of crashing. I have lost many aircrafts to not being able to squawk, either being out the room or anything really.
Yeah, like if it's a really long flight, because if you have like an autopilot, you just think, oh, this is boring. I'll just get up and just do stuff. If you miss a squawk, you'll probably crash into another aircraft because you weren't in contact with air traffic control. And you can hear this is UKTC that's on the radio now. Right, we need to get some fuel, so we'll just do Control Shift E to get the maximum amount of fuel.
Oh, Burak says, is this your tower?
Yes, it's my tower, yes. I should actually upload it, but it hasn't got all the radio sounds. I need to send it to the developer. Oh, I could just upload it. I'll probably upload it to audio games or something. There's a zip folder for people. But it hasn't got like the click noise at
and
the
we
end.
also have Zaina. Do you know or can you visualize what each plane model looks like?
Well, like, you can tell from the sound of it, and I know, because I like aviation, generally what size they are. So, like, a Cessna is a very small, light aircraft.
Propeller driven.
Yeah, it has propellers. An Airbus A320, which I flew yesterday, is a kind of medium-sized passenger aircraft that has 2 engines. And then a bigger aircraft like the Airbus A380 is a very big aircraft, 4-engine aircraft with 2 decks, a double-decker. But it doesn't really give you away. I suppose that would be nice actually if you could add like descriptions for the aircraft. But you can usually tell by the kind of the maximum speed the aircraft's allowed, the fuel and the passengers. You can tell whether it's like a big aircraft, a medium, or like a really small one. When you go into like free flight, there are different categories of aircraft. So you have 1 in a list, 2 in a list, and 3 in a list. 1 are small, 2 are medium, and 3 are big. So when you select an aircraft, you'll usually know what type of aircraft you're selecting, but you can't actually tell. Like,
Yeah, for example, in the 152 when I'm flying that, which is a modded plane that I made, it's a 2-seater aircraft, and I can sort of visualize the 2 seats and then, you know, the whole instrument setup in front of me. So I can sort of visualize it would be a small area, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So we've got the fuel, we've got the frequency, let's set our destination. So if you do Control F8, that will bring up all the airports in listed distance from you. So
England, Birmingham, 0
England, Birmingham,
kilometers
0
ahead.
kilometres, we're at there. So if we go down 1,
England, Coventry,
England
20
Coventry.
kilometers 116 right, 5 minutes.
So that says 20 kilometres, and it tells you how far it is, and like whether you have to go left or right. You probably heard it say that. So
England, Rangewood,
Rangewood, I'm just going to keep going.
Wolverhampton,
Wolverhampton,
Derby,
Derby,
East Midlands Airport,
East Midlands
50
Airport,
kilometres,
50
34
kilometres,
right,
34 right,
13 minutes.
13 minutes. So that means it's 50 kilometres. It's 34 to the right, so 34 degrees, like compass degrees to the right. When we take off, we'll have to turn to the right, and it tells us how long it will take. So space,
Destination set.
sets your destination. And now if you do Control N or N, N tells you where you are in relation to the airport.
34 right on 34.
34 right on 34, so it's 34 degrees to the right on a heading of 034. And Control M will tell you your distance and time.
50 kilometers East Midlands Airport, 13
So
minutes.
50 kilometres to East Midlands Airport, 13 minutes. Right, let's do page up and down to start the engines.
For some reason on this, they always have two engines, aircrafts
Yeah,
do.
that's another thing that a Cessna C-172 is a one-engined aircraft. This always, every aircraft has two. You always have to start at two, whether it's a 1, 2, 3 or 4 engine, annoyingly. But there's really nothing you can do about that.
Can you turn the engine sounds down a bit just because they're distorting on Skype?
Are they? Okay.
90,
You can turn them down with Shift
85,
and Control.
83, 82, 80,
Shift.
70,
Yeah, Control Home to turn them down, Shift Home to turn them up.
Yeah.
74.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, I'll leave it at 75. So, you've set the frequency, you've set your destination, you've got your fuel. We need to do the flaps with Control F.
Done.
You can probably hear the
Archer 07 Charlie Bravo, good day. Identified, climb flight over 120. 120, not a fair trouble.
the engine sound. What the Cessna engine sounds? Yeah, I know some of them do click. That annoys me. I have to try and edit it out, but yeah, this Cessna's not too bad at it. I can kind of tell when it's repeating, but it's not too bad. So we've got the flaps set. Deactivate the brakes.
Off.
And request takeoff clearance with F1.
SK737, due to the current weather conditions, we cannot clear you for takeoff. Please stand by.
Okay, so due to current weather conditions, they can't clear us for takeoff. We could wait to make it more realistic. Oh, there we go. Well, there's rain. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to pause and unpause the game. That will just reset the weather. Also, we'll be here all day.
Pause. Resumed. Clear moderate
weather.
breeze northern.
Yeah, so we've got better weather. Check that with W. Right, let's request again.
SK737, cleared for takeoff, runway 1.
Right, let's push forward on the throttle to about 50.
Cleared on 5 Echo, good day. Descent to flight level 80.
44.
Speed is R, altitude is Z.
Fasten your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt.
Oh, there we go.
Fasten your...
That's another one that loops for me. Fasten your seatbelt, that's a takeoff warning. I
Done.
answer that. So we've fastened that with Control B. You have to do that as well. So we're taxiing until we hear the runway 1. Because this is a big airport, we have to taxi. There's one on our right. So I'm just going to pull back on the power.
With end.
Yep, with end. Bring us to a stop, then do Control and right arrow
East.
to turn us to the right onto the runway, which I can hear moving round, and it's east we'll be departing.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
just to make new listeners aware, there is a live chat at the bottom of the video. Feel free to post in there if you've got a question. What we're doing at the minute is showing you how to take off and land.
So Control Enter will view your aircraft properties. The only thing we need right now is the takeoff speed to see what we need to reach.
Pre-flight.
So scroll down through all these.
Current weight, range, maximum takeoff, Current
Current takeoff speed is the one you want.
118 kilometers per hour.
118. The current will take into account the fuel you've got on board. So you need to make sure you look at the current and not just the one that says takeoff speed. That's just the base takeoff speed. Current is with everything else. So I'm just going to request takeoff clearance again because it's only valid for a few. I think it is about a minute and a half. We don't want it rescinded. Yeah, they've just took away our takeoff clearance. So I've had that.
What was that
happen
you were
with
asking?
takeoff. It's alright. Let's request it again with F1. Keep pressing F1.
SK737, please hold position. SK737, please hold position. All
Okay.
runways currently in use.
Sometimes if you keep pressing it, they'll just give you clearance in the end. Instead of just having to wait, but they won't. Let me try again.
SK737 cleared for takeoff, runway 1.
Right, we're cleared. Let's go. Full power. So when the speed looks okay, push down arrow to lift the nose and check your nose angle.
58,
So push down arrow, check your nose angle with T.
13,
That'll do.
0,
Altitude
1,
with Z. We're airborne.
4, 5,
You can see
6,
it's going up. So flaps up with control F. Yeah, this definitely does click. Gear up
Remember
with
to hold
control
the flaps
G.
and gear up.
Yep, you have to do flaps and gear. If you don't, then you will crash.
Off.
So we carry on climbing altitude.
29,
Takeoff successful.
Yep, so as soon as you hit 30 in this aircraft, you'll get a takeoff successful. I'm just going to turn the engines down a bit more, because then it'll be even easier to hear me.
62, 59, 60,
So we can increase power now with home. Keep increasing power to full. So we look at our altitude, well, nose angle with T.
14,
So we're climbing with an angle of 14 degrees, and Z
152,
climbing through 152 metres. So if we press N to see where we are in relation to the airport,
57 left on
57
33,
left actually, so we've moved because of the fact that we took off to the east. So I'm pressing left
20
arrow
left on
to
32,
keep moving.
11 left on 32, 1 left on ahead on 32,
Oh,
ahead
so
on ahead
we
on
need that to stay ahead. There we go. So left and right will move you right by 1 or 2 degrees if you just press it once. Shift and left and shift and right will move you left or right by 10 degrees. And control and left and control and right will move you. Oh, okay, so we're at 500. Let's push up arrow to try and level it. Press right 3, 1,
minus 2,
-2. Let's get it. There we go. Want it to say 0 on the flying level. Yeah, and control and left and control and right will move you to the nearest compass point to the left or to the right, so north, south, east or west.
SK737, climb and maintain 2,500.
So we've got to climb and maintain 2,500, down arrow to lift the nose again, about 5-6 times, press T to see where we're at. Climbing in with a nose angle of 16, which is good. And you also heard it say Warwickshire, so we're flying over Warwickshire. This aircraft doesn't have any auto capabilities, so I will have to keep checking with N
ahead on 32,
that we are on course. As long as it says ahead on whatever, you are ahead.
427 Yankee, thank you. Cleared island approach from EQ8, contact tower, 118 decimal 6 away. Please take a short to the Yankee,
So again, R is speed, E will be fuel, T is nose angle, Z is altitude. They're the main ones you're going to need. So yeah, we're at full power,
230 crosswind from
230.
right.
If we try and push forward, nothing happens. So we are just still climbing sort of a cruise. There's not a lot you have to do now. The only navigation this aircraft has, some have automatic, but the only one it has to help you is audio navigation. And what that will do is it will beep like a clock face where the airport is into your position. So if the airport's behind you or to the left of you, you'll hear the beeping from there. So if I do Alt N,
Audio navigation on.
Alt N turns it on. I can hear it beeping directly in front of me, which means it's in front. If I was to say turn the plane to the right, I would hear it on the left side because I've turned away from the airport to the right, so it's on the left. In which case that might help me as well as a beginner. I'm going to switch it off because that's quite
Audio
annoying.
navigation off.
Check, we're still
Ahead
ahead.
on 32,
Yep, ahead on 3. altitude with Z.
1,516.
Okay, we're still climbing. This aircraft's very slow because it's a very slow speed. Wow, shit.
Flight cycle 130, so we're through South Center.
Yep, we're good on the live chat. See, this sound isn't great. Our modded sound, if you get our modded sound pack, is better than this. And yeah, it's more like a Cessna and doesn't. If you're like me, you'll obsess over sounds, and if I can hear a sound is clearly repeating, I do not want to sit there and listen to that sound because it's just repeating over and over again. If I can't tell it's repeating, it's fine.
Southward 4 November Charlie, connected third directing in the Oscar Mike. Directing in the Oscar Mike, Southward 4 November.
Okay, how far are we out?
Yeah.
35
kilometres.
Airport, 9 minutes.
9 minutes. So we've travelled. You can hit D as well to see how far you've travelled. 16 kilometres, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That's how long we've been in the air and how far we've travelled. Check we're still ahead with N.
One right on 33.
Oh, one right. So we have to go a little bit to the right. Let's just press right. How
One left on 33.
Okay, I did it a bit too much. Back to the left.
One right on 30. Ahead on
It's a bit of a
33.
balancing act. There we go. As soon as it says ahead, you're okay. It's not really a problem if you're only 1 degree to the left of the airport.
No.
It's just
You
a bit
can
more of a
land.
problem if you're way off.
You can land at extreme angles as well.
Yeah. You just have to try and visualise where the aircraft is in the air. Right,
Attention, you're entering
1716. That's a
turbulence.
squawk. We're entering turbulence. So
2,400.
we're almost at our altitude. So I'm going to push up arrow
3, 0,
and we're level.
7,
Squawk
1,
1
7,
716.
6,
Identification confirmed.
So we're level. If it says
0.
0 on the nose angle, you're level. Obviously.
SK737, descend to 1,600.
Right, descend to 1,600. They're clearly setting us up for this approach. So push up arrow to push the nose down a couple of times. Hit T,
minus 12,
bit more.
minus 18,
So we're descending at minus 18.
Leicestershire.
You can go 50 degrees up or down. At 40, it'll set off a warning to tell you your nose angle is very low or high. I'll show you that. Keep pushing it up. We've modded this warning.
Don't sink.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
You can see it's a very loud
Vertical speed.
warning
Adjust
telling me to
vertical
adjust vertical speed.
Adjust. Monitor vertical speed.
Don't sink.
And
Adjust
to the
Don't
person
sing.
asking what the command is to see how far away from the destination you are, it is Control plus N. If you press N on its own, it will basically just read where you are in relation to the airport.
Minus 23.
Right, I've levelled off because we dived there,
1,800.
which is why we got
Minus 16.
the beep, and we are minus 16. Yeah, so if I do Control N now, 27 kilometres, East Midlands Airport, 7 minutes, N
Attention, you're entering the turbulence.
tells us we are 1 left in relation to the airport, so I'll go a little bit to the left,
One left on, one right on
a bit to
33.
the right.
One left on,
Oh.
ahead on 30.
Sometimes if you press the arrow key too much, I think it does it too much to the left or the right. The weather, I'm sure I can hear wind. Let's
Storm western.
Storm western, 76.
Climb and maintain 1,600.
Oh damn,
69
okay.
meters.
We
4.
I've just pulled back. I've just pressed the down arrow key basically quite forcefully because we descended past our altitude because I wasn't focused on it.
1,447.
Okay, we're all right. We just got to climb back. Nose angle
7.
is just 7, so we're just climbing back to 1,600.
How far are we out?
We are
24 kilometers
24.
east of Place Airport, 6 minutes.
SK737, continue on your private course. and
Okay, let's level off.
altitude.
Up arrow to level.
Minus 1.
Oh, minus 1, so we've just gone a bit
3.
too far.
0.
It's a bit of a balancing act to get this right. You can go into a file and change something which will make it the controls like less sensitive.
The only problem with that is if you need to pull up.
SK737, descend to 1,000.
Descend to 1,000, so we'll push up arrow to get the nose to go down. A few times.
Minus 13.
Minus 13, let's do it again. Hit T again, see where we are.
Minus 15.
Minus 15 nose angle, so that's good enough. Descend to 1000. Right, N.
2 right on 34.
2 right, so we're a little bit off. Back to the right.
Ahead on 34.
Yep, we're back ahead. And we are control N.
21 kilometers
21
east
away.
Midlands Airport, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Altitude Z.
1,380.
Right, we've got to descend to 1000, so we're still descending. We've got a little bit of a way to go. Hopefully this is clear to everyone. You can hear other aircraft nearby because we're near an airport, so they kind of, the sounds for other aircraft will activate when you're near an airport. So
You
they're
can
flying around
regulate
you.
the volumes of those with the Control plus page up and Control plus page and Shift plus page up, I believe.
Yeah, you can make the other aircrafts quieter, but
And to regulate the volume of the transceivers, it's Control plus page down to turn them down and Shift plus page down to turn them up.
yeah, that's basically other pilots. That's other pilots on the radio, like what you can hear now. Someone's talking. If you don't want that as loud, you can. Right, what's our altitude?
915.
Oh, okay, we dropped to 915. I'm not right pressing the down arrow quite a lot.
11.
Right, we're climbing at 11. Let's climb back to 1000.
935.
Altitude is climbing again.
Yeah, because I mean I have the aircraft on quite low because you know you might be able to hear them, you might not in a real aircraft,
Okay, we're almost
and
at
I
1000,
have
let's
to be
press
able
up.
to hear ATC.
descend to 100.
Okay, we've got to descend to 100 because we're very near our airport. So press up power.
Minus 15.
We'll keep descending. Yeah, in other aircrafts you wouldn't be able to hear all the aircrafts around you really, but because this is an audio game, it's a good way of like making it a bit more immersive. I think, like, because you wouldn't really, because it's obviously an audio game, you can't see the aircraft, so the only other way is to have the sounds for them instead. Right, altitude is Z.
592.
592. We are,
Ahead
of
on
course,
34.
ahead with N. Control N.
13 kilometers east
13
Midlands
away.
Airport, 3 minutes.
So, if it was a bigger aircraft, I would have started
Attention,
slowing it
re-entering
down
the
because there'd be a
turbulence.
lot of speed to lose because it's fast. But this is a very small, slow aircraft, so you can pretty much like slow it down 5 kilometers out. If you,
I normally pull the
you're
power out at
confident.
about 2.
Yeah, if you're really confident, you can do the power out in these types of aircraft because they're so slow. Literally whenever you want, because there's not much speed to lose. Just make sure you go into aircraft properties and check your current landing speed, so you land at the
Otherwise
right
you're
speed.
stalling.
Yeah, if you go too slow, you'll fall out of the sky. If you go too fast, you'll hit the runway too much.
Close to the airport, please squawk 972.
Enter the code.
Right, score
9,
9727.
8,
And
7.
we're in contact with East Midlands Airport now. If you press F1, you can see what airport you're in contact with, or what's the nearest airport.
Contact tower when
Minus 7.
Oh, okay, we're getting too low. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright, that's to tell me. Right, I pulled up, level the aircraft at 0. That was a very loud alarm, basically to tell me that
please remain on your current heading and altitude.
we were too close to the ground. But I can. It gives you a bit of warning, especially in these slower aircraft. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, F1.
East Midlands Airport.
East Midlands Airport, 8
km.
kilometres. That will tell you what is the closest airport to your position, F1.
One left on
You know, if you're in a Concorde, you've literally got about 3 seconds to react.
Yeah. If you're in a very fast plane and you're heading for the ground and that pull-up warning goes off, you haven't got long to pull it up, basically.
That's why when I'm flying I always have a firm grip on the controls.
But in these slow aircraft, because it's such a slow aircraft, you've got a bit of time. So one left, we'll just go a bit to the left,
One right
a bit
on.
back to the
Head on
right,
30.
we're ahead.
5.8.
5 out, right, I'm going to slow us
Free
down a
flying.
bit, just check our
Number
control enter to view the properties, go
Start.
down.
Map range Landing current takeoff speed.
Current landing airspeed
118 kilometers
118,
per hour.
exactly the same as our takeoff. So
4.96.
in a second I'll pull back the power.
87.
Altitude is 87. We're supposed to be at 100, but that's okay. It'll make it easy to land this plane. So I know someone said they were struggling with the landings, so this is how to land. Just make sure that you've got the right speed after checking it with control enter. Make sure you're ahead,
One left on 33.
or you know, as long as it says 1, 2, 3 or whatever.
One right on
You know,
33.
you can either be ahead or just a little bit to the left or right.
One right on 30. Ahead on
There we go. Right.
3.0.
3.0, I'm going to start pulling back the power with end till I get to 118 or around there, which is our takeoff speed. You can be 20 above or 20 below, I think.
137
with R.
slash 132 crosswind
Bit more.
from left.
Keep checking
122
it.
tailwind 40.
122, just a little bit more, and we'll be exactly
119
dead
tail.
on. 119, that'll do. We could come in fast or slow, it doesn't really matter.
87.
Altitude is still level at 87 because we're level.
1.7.
And as soon as you're 2 kilometres away, you can request landing clearance with F1. So they're telling me to stand by. You can just keep pressing F1 and they'll give you clearance in the end, unless it's a technical difficulty at the airport, and then they'll tell you have to fly away.
In that situation, just fly.
let's land the aircraft. There we go, I finally got clearance. So cleared to land, you can do that 2 kilometres out at any point. Do your flaps, do your gear with control F and control G, make sure they're down. Then descend with about
-9. -13.
-12, -13 around there descent rate.
67.
Then just monitor your altitude.
0.0.
0.0, yeah, we've still got enough runway.
46.
Keep
If
going.
you're in a real emergency, you know, if you're running short on time and you need to get down, then it will be accepted if you put don't sink on and descend.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter how.
Landing
Oh,
successful.
we're down. Pull back on the power. It doesn't matter what your nose angle is. It can be -1 or it can be minus 40, whatever. You'll still get down, but it's just not very realistic to do that. So we've pulled back the speed.
55.
Speed is 55. We're taxiing along to the parking position. If you use K, it'll tell you where you are on the taxiway.
-518.
-518. So all the minuses are like the runway and the taxiway. Between positives, you know, the positives are between 0 and 100, which is the parking position. So you're aiming for between 0 and 100.
-330.
-330. You can pull your flaps up as well. I usually do that now. We don't need those anymore.
-227.
Keep checking with K.
-194. -157.
And we'll get ready to pull back the power to stop it.
-82. -53. -30.
Okay, I'm pulling back the power.
-14.
-14, 0. So as long as we stop, you'll hear parking position.
Parking
Yeah,
position.
if you hear parking position, you've stopped in the right place between 0 and 100. If you don't hear it, you've either stopped on one of the minus numbers, which is still the taxiway, or you've overshot the 0 to 100 mark. Because if I press K now,
21
out of 557. So all the minus numbers are like the runway you land on. The 0 to 100 is parking, and then anything after 100, this airport has 527 numbers, are the other runways. So if I was to keep going forward, we would be passing runways. So we've stopped. That's how to land. I'll check the live chat before I close it down if there's anything else anyone needs to know.
But no, if you are struggling,
Yeah,
comment on.
right. Yeah, you can put it at -40. You can put it whatever. It doesn't matter. on landing.
Comment on the video and either me or
Yeah, I'll usually look at it.
get back.
Yeah. It goes directly to my email. So, like I say, or you can contact me on Twitter. I'll usually, well, I haven't got any followers on the new Twitter account yet, but it's at B_flight simmer. So I'll post on there when there's a live stream as well to make it easier. As well as if you all set notifications, if you want them, then you'll get a notification when I stream or upload. Right, so we'll shut off the engines. Oh, we'll do brakes first. Brakes on. It doesn't really matter whether you do this or not. You can just exit the game, but I just do this. Engines off with page up and page down. It really should be just one engine, but anyway. And that is about it. So F4.
About Eurofly.
Will take you back to the main menu. So we have successfully done the flight. That's how to take off and land. I think the most important thing is just make sure you know how far you are. Make sure you check your current landing speed with Control Enter, and that you know how fast you're going and how much time you're going to need to slow it. And then just remember your flaps and gear with Control F and Control G. Just whatever descent rate you want. Get clearance with F1 as well before that. 2 km out, and you should just touch down. Their landing sound was just like a one single bump as you hit the runway. I got a landing sound where it sounds like you're rumbling along the runway. So if you get my pack that I uploaded, like I say, you'll get that sound.
And how long's this stream going for now?
1 hour 15 minutes. I'll probably stop it in a bit because we've finished all that we really needed to do.
Yeah. Any questions? Ask them in the next, I'd say, about 3-5 minutes, if possible, in the live chat. We'll try and get them answered.
Yeah. But we've done Eurofly, so the next video, maybe another Eurofly video, just a quick video in the middle of the week, just like a short flight, and then I have a Dassault Falcon 7X planned, which is a corporate aircraft with Flight Simulator X, and it's your plane to hopefully somewhere in like Portugal or somewhere, just a European flight. And I'll hopefully have video working by then if there's anyone who's like excited, but I don't know because it's Open Broadcast Studio still being a pain. I can't get it to do it.
I'll put in the live chat asking if anyone knows how to do it.
It's alright because they'll be listening to the video, so they will have heard. We'd have to probably listen to the live chat. They'll hear the video.
Yeah. I might do some stuff for you as well where I don't actually. I might not.
More access. How do you stream without video? You basically get. I have Open Broadcasting Software Classic. You just put in your YouTube stream key, which is specific for your YouTube account. So you can find it by going into. Well, you log into your YouTube, go to your channel. I think it's Video Manager. Then you go to something like streaming, and there's like a stream key which is letter numbers. You just put that into OBS, put that in there, so it knows it's your channel, and just make sure your audio settings are set right and hit start streaming. It's that simple really, and then it'll just stream it and then upload it as like an archive after for the video that you streamed, or the audio. You can do video as well, but I don't know how to do it. It's a pain with screen readers really.
OBS, it isn't really just used for YouTube. You can use it for other stuff like recording vocals, basically recording anything you really need.
It's mostly broadcasting, yeah. You use it to either record, you can either use it to record audio and video like games and stuff, or you can stream. That's basically what you do with it.
Yeah.
It's not like an audio editor, it's for broadcasting.
Yeah, it's a broadcaster sort of thing.
Yeah, well, 7 watch. Yeah, it's grown really well actually. I didn't expect it to grow this well yet, since I've only uploaded like 3 videos.
Right, well I have to go now, so
Yeah, okay, you can go. I'll stay on a little bit longer and just I'll end the stream pretty soon.
alright, see ya.
Bye. Yeah, and you can just use Skype and it'll OBS will record that as well. That's how I was talking to Marshall. It's really good sound and everything. I was quite surprised at how well. Oh, when am I aiming to do another live stream? Well, like I said, I'll do another video probably in the week just with Eurofly, a very quick flight for about 20-30 minutes. I'll probably stream it because it's easier than doing it and then having to upload it. Streaming's so much easier. It's just going to OBS and click start streaming. But the next like big stream I'll do is probably next weekend, Saturday or Sunday, when I'll do that Dassault Falcon with It's Your Plane on Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is the paid one I was talking about. Oh, do you mean the ones you sent me, Borat? Yeah, I'll get them when I stop the stream. I'll get the file you sent me, and I'm always fiddling around with the Eurofly sounds because, you know, like I say, I've made so many aircraft I don't always have time to fly them, so I'll fly one day and realise that the sound isn't actually very good for it that I put, and then I'll have to mess about and try and change it, which is annoying, but that's how it is. That's the problem with Eurofly as well. It repeats the sound. I don't know how FSX does it actually, but none of the aircraft I've ever had have clicking sounds on there. But Eurofly, like the aircraft engine noise, you just have like a 5-second clip and it just repeats it over and over again. Just changes the pitch for like accelerations. For those who don't know how it works, so if the sound, you know, has like a click in it or something, then you'll constantly hear the engine noise with a click repeating and repeating, which is annoying on a long flight. Speech is fast. What, the computer speech or the iPhone? Both I have fast, I know, but for most people my NVDA is alright. I mean, for people who use NVDA, is it alright as it is, or would you like me to make it slower for the videos? I can do it, or even make it faster, whatever you want me to do with it. I just left it how I have it. I have JAWS as well. I use both, but usually NVDA. I used to use JAWS all the time, but I use NVDA more now. Right, 1 hour 20. Okay, we'll go to about 1 hour 25. If there's any other questions or things, then I'll stop the stream. Yeah, that's a good point, Boy. That's probably what they did. Yeah, because I know when I look in the folder, there's all different RPMs for the aircraft. There's usually like 4 or 5 of them. Plus, there's all the aircon sounds that they add to the mix as well, like aircon, cabin, and whatever. But FSX is a lot better, especially the takeoffs. They sound so much better with FSX. Right, I'll just check my emails as well, because there's a mailing list for about Eurofly. If there's any people there. Oh, if Eric, if you're still watching from the mailing list, who says he's trying to get the aircraft and audio ones I made. I don't know really. I really don't know. Then that's weird. Other than all I usually do is just replace aircrafts and paste audio individually. So that's weird. Very strange. But like you say, yeah, uninstall it and reinstall it and try pasting again. Oh, what encrypted? Okay, I'll look at ending the stream about now. So, oh yeah, I didn't put NVDA back on, did I?
Taskbar. Profile, type, profile, list, exit button, Flugens button, global sources, start record, edit scene, check, stop streaming button.
Okay. Anything else before I go? Or was that about it? The FSX, well, I don't know, they're encrypted, probably. They're playable and everything, I can, like, listen to them and copy them around, so... They don't usually work well, like, if I copy them into Eurofly, I'll try them there. It really depends. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope those of you who were new to it were able to learn a few things. It's complicated and it's difficult to explain, but it's pretty simple when you get the hang of it. It only took me about a day or two, and then you can learn how to fly around. So yeah, thanks everyone from around the world who's watched and subscribed. Hopefully the channel will continue to grow and we can like do more streams and stuff on it, because it's doing well. So, yep, I will end the stream.